Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99 back on the fight front once again. Make sure y'all subscribe. Just back with my real quick post-fight thoughts on Alicia Napoleon Espinosa versus Elin Cederroos. I have to say, man, this was probably the more action-packed fight on the card, as far as just like really good back and forth boxing and grit. And, there was blood towards the end of the fight. There was a knockdown. I really feel like both of these ladies, it was a good matchup. It was a good unification fight. But I do feel like Cederroos did edge the fight in this one. I'm a Alicia Napoleon fan, but I feel like Cederroos really did capitalize using her boxing, as far as her height and her reach. And she really used a good jab in this fight. Napoleon, on the other hand, I'm definitely not counting her out like she was outclassed or outskilled totally, but I feel like there was moments in this fight where she should have used her size as far as her strength, on getting on the inside. Use that physical strength and that size, like fight on the inside in this one. Get on the inside of the jab. Don't fight at a mid-range, because when she was fighting at a mid-range, she was staying on the end of those hard shots of Cederroos. Cederroos was able to kind of piece her up with the jab in the right hand and even use that check left hook. So I really wanted to see Napoleon kind of come in more at an angle with her jab. She was using a good jab in this fight. Napoleon had a very good double jab to the chest and to the head. That's why I wanted to see her come in at an angle with that jab. And then after that, just kind of stay on the inside, hook to the body, and fight more on the inside and make it uncomfortable for Cederroos. But Cederroos did a good job using her height and fight more of a patient boxing match. To keep to keep the pace of the fight and kind of take rounds. But just looking back at like the first half of the fight, first round, man, right away, both of the ladies were throwing a lot of power shots, trying to establish their style. And I think that Cederroos was already setting down on a good stiff jab, but Napoleon was coming back with her own jab. There were some jabbing moments here, but Napoleon kind of switching levels with hers to the body and to the head, like I said. But the thing about Cederroos, she was fighting more patient. She was using her little check left hook on the inside and then coming back with the right hand over the top every time that Napoleon was stepping in. So Cederroos was already trying to find a pace, for that was fitting her. She was already trying to time Napoleon's, inside work. But I did give that first round to Napoleon because I feel like she was using more effective aggression and landed some good right hands at the end of the fight, at the end of the round, to close round one. But second round, this is where Napoleon, she was jabbing more to the body, to the head, trying to back up Cederroos. But Cederroos, she was being more patient and looking for the accurate punches with that right hand. She cracked Napoleon a few times with the right hand every time Napoleon would step in. But Cederroos was finding her range more here in this round, with that jab, just popping the jab straight up the middle and using that right hand to keep Napoleon outside. But out of nowhere, like as soon as Napoleon tried to step in again, a solid left hook from Cederroos just like clipped Napoleon good. You could hear the shot. Napoleon, she's tough now because she started to keep coming, but it was like a delayed reaction. She was just like fell back, man. And I was just like, damn, I didn't know Cederroos had that type of accuracy or power, man. It was just like that shot landed. I almost thought it was over, but like I said, Napoleon, she's tough. She got back up and finished the round. So yeah, man, like Cederroos was really setting the pace for this one. But Cederroos, it was another round for her in the third. She was just being a lot more accurate with her shots, just fighting like at that mid-range, just popping from the outside with those with the 1-2. And Napoleon, like in round four, this was the pace that I wanted to see from her. Jabs to the body, started getting that left hook into the stomach, whenever she would kind of slip these punches like Canelo. She was using that head movement where she would slip, and after that come back with like an overhand right and a left hook to the stomach. And that left hook to the body and overhand right to the head, it was like a connected combination for her that was working. So I really wanted to see her use more of that by closing the distance. But Cederroos, she was just being the more patient fighter, fighting and using that jab in that range. But like Cederroos, just that timing and jabbing, good movement, throughout these rounds. Like Cederroos was controlling the pace more. That ring generalship is why she was winning these rounds, because she was fighting at us. She was throwing less punches, but fighting at her pace. So she was controlling more like a minute to a minute and a half every round. Whereas Napoleon, she was fighting in spurts throughout these rounds and throughout these minutes. But it would always come back down to that jab and that boxing where Cederroos would kind of control the rounds. But first half, I gave it 3-2 for Cederroos. I feel like Napoleon did win rounds 1 and 4, whenever she was getting more aggressive and, try to slip in on the inside. That's how she was getting her work done. But second half of the fight, I think that Cederroos, she was just kind of sitting down with her right hand and she started buckling Napoleon a couple times. Even the right uppercut up the middle, just using that good just using that good solid 1-2. And then there were some good moments for Napoleon, like in round 7 and round 7 and 8, because I just like how she was, when she would land that good left hook to the stomach and then overhand right, it would kind of buckle Cederroos a little bit, but she needed to follow up by staying on the inside. I think that fighting on the inside would have really favored Napoleon in this fight. If Napoleon would just stayed on the inside of that jab and not fight at a mid-range on the end of those power shots, Cederroos, I feel like Napoleon probably could have won or stopped Cederroos in this fight, because I think Cederroos looked a little uncomfortable. Whenever like Napoleon would hold and clinch a couple of times, she looked at the referee like it was like round 8 or 9. She looked at the ref one time to kind of break them up. So I wanted to see Napoleon kind of get on the inside more and just work the body or jab her way in and then kind of work the body with her left hook and then come over the top with that looping right hand, to get more work in, because fighting at the mid range was really favoring Cederroos throughout this fight. Like I said, there were some close exchanges, but it would always come back down to that mid-range where it was more comfortable for Cederroos, where she could just box at a distance. And then like in round 9, she opened a cut over, over Napoleon's right eye. So, judge would start looking at blood, but it was just a good left hook that landed. It was a good left hook that landed on right over the brow, and I feel like 9 was controlled by Cederroos again. But 10, that's where Napoleon did open up. It looked like she was looking for the knockout. She busted up Cederroos with some good jabs, had her leaking from the nose, and she just started landing these consecutive overhand rights. Like I think it was like either 9 or 10 where Napoleon just started letting go, like she was really trying to look for that knockout. So I give her a lot of credit for that that toughness and grit, man, because I think she was really throwing these shots with some bad intentions and was trying to get that knockout. But like I said, if Napoleon made those necessary adjustments early, where she fought more on the inside and was tying up a little bit more and going to the body, she probably could have won this fight. But yeah, overall it was just a good fight. Cederroos, I do feel like she edged it out in a very competitive fight. I would say it was about 6 rounds to 4. I think Cederroos did enough to win 6 rounds, and Napoleon, she just came up short in some of those other rounds, like where she wouldn't close the distance. But yeah, overall it was a good fight, man. I honestly would like to see a rematch, because on this level, these two ladies really put on a good action-packed fight. They were really throwing some accurate, hard shots. Even with that knockdown, I said Cederroos is like a long, tall fighter here, man. She's strong as hell. But Napoleon, she's strong as hell. She was really throwing some bad punches with bad intentions. I love that left hook to the body and overhand right that Napoleon was throwing. But yeah, overall good fight that I want to see a rematch of, because right now these two ladies show like, hey, nobody else is competing with them right now. Like they really stepped it up, in the 168-pound division, and showed like what they have as far as skill and grit. So if they want to do a rematch, I'd be happy with that. I mean, when the cards were read, when the decision was read, Napoleon didn't look too happy. Like she felt she did enough to win. Like I honestly didn't feel like she did enough to win, but she definitely did enough to earn a rematch. Because like I said, I feel like she can make those adjustments in the next fight and and probably win. I feel like she did earn a rematch, because it was, like I said, it was a very tough, good fight on both ladies' sides. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this, guys. Let me know in the comment section y'all think it won this fight, Alicia or Elin Cederroos. Again, shout out to Alicia Napoleon. Nothing to be ashamed of about this fight. She fought one of the toughest in the division. Shout out to Elin Cederroos. She's the 2-belt holder in the super middleweight division now, man. So yeah, from here, I like to see a rematch. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I'll be back with my Clarissa Shields, Ivana Habaza, and post-fight video as well. So make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.